You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. Check, we Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairin', gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Ric Flairin' on them. Ric Flairin' on them. Ric Flairin' on them. Ric Flairin' sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's backpack, capital one. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered a leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, man, back with another one, man. Happy Monday! Listen, I know you, man, was halfway through your day. Thought I'd do a little midday show, push y'all on through, get y'all on through. Let me see real quick. Listen, man, it's that time, man. Football season is here. Football is here. Listen, I was trying to get my sound drop right. My broadcast ain't working right. But gosh darn it, football is here. It's back, baby. We've been doing it for like 32 months. Let's go. Go. Let's go. We back. Hey, hot. We back. We in here, okay? We went off. We went off. We in here. All right, no more weeks without football. This Saturday it starts up, baby. We ready. Week 0. All right, so listen, you gotta. I feel like a preacher today. I'm not gonna hold you, but let me tell you something. Before I get into today's show, let me tell you how dedicated I am to this thing. First of all, I took a piece of my camera. I took to my son's football game so I could record. I left it in the van, and then my wife had to go to an appointment, and I couldn't hook up my camera. I'm over here freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I said I was gonna go live, and I'm trying to listen, I got like 4 tripods in the house. So I'm putting the tripod together. And then if anybody knows about cameras and tripods, there's a little piece that you hook up in, or you can hook it in, or you can screw it in to keep your camera stable. I couldn't find the piece. So I'm over here scrambling, trying to find a piece to hook to the bottom of the camera. Man, listen, man. But I found it. I'm here. It's completely different than my normal setup, but I didn't want to be like, oh, Scotty said he was going live. See, that's what I'm talking about. Scotty always be late and all this. This time I was legit late. See, I was ready, slides ready, everything. And I totally forgot I didn't have the piece for my camera. Now, I could get in today's show. Now, I'm going to ask y'all, I'm going to give it to the fans. I got over 150 people in here, man. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I got people on Twitter, people on YouTube. Listen, I'm going to ask you this. Do you want me to talk about? No, I'm gonna wait till tonight. Okay, I'm gonna wait till tonight because tonight is going crazy. Hey, listen, if you are not, you got to be tuned into the 9 at 9. Now, again, there is a special guest. I can announce the special guest because it always seems to happen when I announce my special guest, they start getting calls because these are very important people. They start getting calls like, oh, why are you going on that show? Why? We don't approve you going on that show. Why do you go on that show? Oh my God, don't go on that show. And then next thing you know, my guest is like, hey, Scotty, I would love to come on, but I got some pushback. But when I tell you, it is a really good special guest. Really good. Outside of my boy Josh. Y'all see Josh. Josh, my man, 100 grand. He going to come on. No ifs, ands, buts about it, right? So we good on that. But if there is another special guest, I cannot announce that special guest because I'm telling you right now, if I announce it, he would not be on tonight. Because he will get too many calls and say he can't be on. So all I'm going to say is this. Be tuned in. Now, if he don't come on, I'm just telling you, it's not because we didn't set it up. It's because, people be making phone calls and trying to figure out what I got going on and get my stuff shut down all the time. I don't know why, but it's just me. I guess it's just me. Everybody else who get 20 views can get interviews, but then me, I can't get no interviews because I'm a disgrace to the culture. I should get a shirt. A disgrace to the culture. Hey, to each his own, man. Listen, first of all, I keep trying to tell y'all, I don't know why y'all watch me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because from what I've been told, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm just the absolute worst. So I don't know why people watch me, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But let's get into today's show. Now, I know you guys have seen the ESPN thing is blowing up, is getting around. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? Now, You know me. I like to go back to go forward. That's just, that's just who I am. It's just who I am. I like to remind the people of what it is, right? Now, this was First Takes HBCU in 2024. Right? That's what they did on 2024. Just Howard in that Martin Luther King Stadium. Tennessee State with who? With who? With who? Okay, you don't want an answer. That's okay. You guys don't want an answer. And then Clark and Morehouse, and that's the AUC. We understand what that is. Right? Now, going in 2025, it looks a little different. Now, see, this is why I'm going to always say,
you are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
I'm going to keep saying this. Scotty won, niggas without a clue 0. Because I keep saying it every year. Every year I say it. Every year my boy Rocky says it. Every year we tell y'all Bama's the same thing every year. Celebrity coaches with a resume, they matter. They matter. NFL players with a resume matter. Now, I'm going to break it down to you like this. Now, I'm going to do you like an eye doctor. A or B. Whichever one, I'll do it again. Let me know if there's any changes. A or is B better? I'm asking because I want to make sure you're seeing 2020 like I am. One more time for the people in the back. Is it A or is it B? Now, again, I'm going to say this. If there was no Michael Vick and there's no Deshaun Jackson, they don't stop at either one of those schools. I'm going to say that again. They would never, in the history, matter of fact, in the history of Odoms, in the history of Odoms, I don't think they ever went to Norfolk State. In the history of Lee Hall, in his trash-ass career, I don't ever think they thought about going to Delaware State. But again, when you got the Norfolk Vicks of the world and you got the Deshaun Jackson Hornets, that's what makes you interesting. That's the only reason the MEAC is even legit on this. Why are these two schools even on this list? Is because Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson. Now, I keep hearing this word exposure. I don't know who's been saying that word lately. Oh my God, I've been hearing this word a lot lately. Exposure. Now, if I had Stephen A sitting right next to me, Stephen A would say, I'm the #1 leading program sports show in the morning, 12 years running. You better check my records. I'm that guy. Now, I don't know how big First Take is. I ain't never watched it. But for First Take, I'm going to say this again because niggas love talking about exposure and how this don't work and what benefit does that bring to this and what benefit. All I know, and again, I don't watch First Take. I've never seen First Take a day in my life. I don't know. I'm just telling you what Stephen A. Smith has said. Stephen A. Smith said that he's the #1 morning sports show in America. Now, the #1 sports show in America is going to be at Dover, Delaware. What's in Dover? Ain't nobody, none of you are planning vacations to Dover. Oh, man. Oh, Dover's so beautiful at this time of year. I'm going to go get me a resort. Nobody. But again, all I keep hearing is these NFL guys, they don't mean anything to us. They don't do anything for us. No, it's because they bring you the exposure. Y'all dumbasses just don't know how to capitalize off of it. Because if I was Dover, if I was Norfolk, this will be a great time. Now, I'm going to be honest. Deshaun Jackson is probably going to do it. Michael Vick ain't doing this. Michael Vick is not. Michael Vick is the farthest thing away from a promoter possible, right? Like, if you was promoting a boxing match and Michael Vick was the promoter, that shit wouldn't do 1,000 on pay-per-views. It just he's not a promoter. He's just not, and that's no fault of his own. That's just who Vick is. Vick is a cool, chill, laid back, laissez-faire type of dude. Now, Deshaun Jackson, Deshaun Jackson, Don King, he gonna sell the shit out of it. You gonna think, listen, he would sell you a pie of poop and you think it's a chocolate pie. That's how good Deshaun Jackson is. Again, he is not Deion, the marketer of Deion, but Deshaun Jackson is up there. And he loves what he's doing, and you can feel the energy of what he's doing. He just hired his own filming people to follow him around, and they call it like the Jack season, the D-Jack season, or something like that, for the whole season that he's the head coach at Delaware State. So he's doing his own version of like a Coach Prime thing, right? Like the season what Barstool did. But again, I keep saying this, but people keep acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. Like NFL celebrities don't matter. Like, bro, nobody would give two shits about Norfolk State. See, the difference. Okay, this is where it's not that. Okay, let me be very clear. It's not that I'm disrespecting what the school is, right? But when people talk about their schools in a faction of which, like, we're this, I'm like, in the form of what? What are we talking about? Like, are we talking about like in relevance of sports? Because you're irrelevant. Like, every school in the MEAC is irrelevant in the terms of sports and athletics in the grand scheme of everything. I'm not saying you the shit. You can be the shit regionally, right? Like, again, and I count HBCUs as like UGK in Texas, or like Swisher House back in the day, like, you know, like Chopped and Screwed. It was a local regional thing. Does not mean you can't be a millionaire in your region, right? When Lil Boosie came out, it was like a Louisiana and Texas thing. Like, when I took that shit back to Maryland, they was like, who wants to hear, baby, distant love, so many miles away? Nobody wanted to hear that at the time. It was local. It was regional, right? And there's nothing wrong with being a regional king, but stop trying to act like you this global icon, which you're not. You're not. And that's my issue with HBCUs. Like, you in sports, you think of yourself as a higher entity than you really are. You just do. And again, at the end of the day, what makes this list so relevant is that two of the most, like, if Josh was sitting here right now, he would tell you Norfolk and Delaware State have been the two most notorious, irrelevant programs in the last 10 years. Delaware State prices, the 80s. They've been so irrelevant. But what makes them relevant now is Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson. And that's what puts Delaware State in people's eyes that have never heard about Delaware State before. That's what puts Norfolk State in people's eyes who have never heard about these schools ever again in their life. So now when the #1 morning sports show comes on, and there's kids in California, there's kids in Arizona, there's kids in Wyoming, there's kids in Texas, there's kids in Oklahoma, because I'm telling you, the Midwest, listen to me when I'm telling you, them Oklahoma, Texas, you know, Louisiana, Kentucky, Arizona, like Arkansas, that little South weird place, they don't believe, if them states don't connect to them states, they don't know you. They don't know you. I'm telling you, Texas is probably one of the worst schools about geography. If you try to point to them, if you go to half the people in Texas and ask them to show you Virginia, they don't know where Virginia is. They don't know if you ask them to show you Washington, D.C., they wouldn't know if you talk about Washington State or Washington. Like, that's how bad they are with geography. So if they don't even know where these states are located, how will they even know about your school? So again, the reason you become bigger and you get these enrollments and you get these random kids that find out about you is because of opportunities like this. Now, again, do you go capture? Do you go capture these students? It is true. She can say, whoever that is, hey, that's not true. Shit, you lying to me. Go ask half the kids in Texas where Virginia, New York, Pennsylvania, anywhere in the Northeast at, they will say they don't know. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I've lived in Texas. I have gone to school in Texas. When I used to tell them kids when I was growing up, they were like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Maryland. Where's that at? I'm like, I'm from Washington, D.C. Oh, is that where the capital is? Like, you don't know where these states are because they don't affect you. Again, it got to be in some proximity, right? The reason they know where Arkansas is because there's a place called Texarkana. The reason that they know where Louisiana is because they will go across the boat, go across the river, be in Shreveport, be in all these places to go do this stuff. That's the reason. It's the only reason they know Oklahoma and Texas. The only reason they know where Oklahoma is because they got the Red River rivalry every year. And it goes against who? Oklahoma. Trust me. Texas in geography, them weird southern states at the bottom, don't ask them about nothing above Tennessee. Don't ask them. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Right? So again, you want to know the biggest difference? I'm just saying. You know why you double up on HBCUs? Because you don't want to miss the opportunity. And listen, and let's be very clear. ESPN is no dummy. ESPN is no dummy. They know that, listen, it has to, if you're going to do it again, look at who they picked in last year. Howard has a big brand. Clark and Morehouse have all of Atlanta. And Tennessee State had Eddie George. ESPN is not going to the Rudy Poos of HBCUs. They're not doing that. You get what I'm saying? So again, you gotta understand how it gotta make sense for First Take to get there. And again, why would they be? First of all, Delaware State on here is just so goddamn random. It blows my freaking mind. But again, the only reason it's on this list is because of Deshaun Jackson. That's it. Do you think First Take would have ever went there for Dawson Odoms? HBCU tore my ass. The Magic City Classic. Wow, because it's one of the biggest games in HBCU. That makes sense. Okay. And but listen, Bethune-Cookman being on this list is like damn near Delaware State being on this list. And the only reason Bethune-Cookman's on this list is because it's in Daytona. It's because it's in Daytona. Sunshine. Daytona 500. That's what they're going to talk about when they set they saying up and all that. Oh, we're here at Bethune-Cookman. Oh, right down the street from Daytona 500. Because it ain't for little Bill. Little Bill ass. What you going to talk about? How you got whooped by Clark Atlanta last year? Bethune-Cookman is the Delaware State on this list right now. They would have been that irrelevant. But again, you got to get out your own way. And people are too busy trying to be like, oh, my God, we don't need any more NFL this and we don't need any more NFL that. Maybe or maybe not. But the Delaware States of the world, they do. The Norfolk States of the world, they do. The UAPBs of the world, they do. The Grambling of the world, because y'all Bama's been on the incline. Y'all Bama's been on the decline for the last 6 years, right? They do. The Alcorns of the world, they going to be on that bandwagon pretty soon. I don't think Cedric going to get you out that hole. Valley, Bethune-Cookman. Again, random, super random, right? So at the end of the day, it's great to see. It's great to see. I think it's great. It's great exposure for Dale State, for the Magic City Classic, which doesn't really need any promotion. I mean, it is what it is, right? But again, I think even for the Magic City Classic, there's people I had never heard of that in my life living in Maryland. I ain't never heard of a Magic City Classic. But again, now that you get this exposure around it, you never know who you might get to go down to the Magic City Classic. You never know who might, oh man, that sounds fun or that sounds exciting. I'm gonna be there, do this or do that. Right. So again, it helps exposure, but again, it is not on ESPN to make you the money. It's on your institutions to capitalize off the exposure that they get. And if I'm Delaware State and I'm talking to Deshaun Jackson, because you know they're going to interview him, I'm telling him you better sell Delaware State like your life depended on it. Sell water to a whale. Right. And I believe Deshaun Jackson can really do that. I really do, because I really believe he loves where he's at right now. And the energy that he just brings is just immense. Absolutely immense. Said, I never heard of it until I listened to the Tom Jordan Morning Show, right? Agree. Grambling may not a celebration of both. May have been as you got fired after year 2, the Mickey Joseph Ali. It's rough, man. It's absolutely rough. You never heard of it because BT fell off with Bob James. I appreciate you. The weather is great, food is good, location perfect. I grew up in New Orleans, and I don't hear it. My point exactly, right? So again, it's a lot of regional. The thing with HBCUs that I think they take in the regionality of it and they make it seem worldwide, right? Like, don't get me wrong. The Bayou Classic, you'll say the Bayou Classic because, oh, we've been on NBC and we was on primetime and we on this and we on that. But it's like, if I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, this is how I just truly feel. This is how I feel like if you're national or if you're just whatever. If you can walk up to a random person and say, hey, what's the Iron Bowl? And they can give you both teams. Like, hey, like if you walk up to a football fan and say, hey, what's the Iron Bowl? And they said, oh, Alabama and Auburn. Or if they said, what's the Red River rivalry? Like those big major college matchups, right? Like the Ohio State, Michigan, like, like that type of feel. And you could just name that off the top of your head. And I feel like it doesn't matter what state you go into, you can find somebody that understands it. I don't think you can have the same reverence for the Bayou Classic, the Florida Classic, and the Magic City. Like those classics just don't have the nationality behind it. Maybe the Bayou because they've been on NBC in prime time, which they paid to be on, by the way. But they've been on these platforms. But again, it's still not the same. And people are still living in a world like they think it's the 90s, but it's truly not. Like your profile has died or has dwindled. I'll say that hasn't died. It's dwindled. And you lack the impact. Now, I'll say this. I think if Dion would have stayed around for 4 or 5 more years, I think the whole HBCU elevates into a level we probably have never seen. Just of the pure pandemonium Dion would have brought around the hype of his son going into his senior year, trying to get his son drafted. And if we're being honest, Shoutout probably had never lost a conference game in the SWAC. He would have been a 4-year starter and probably had never lost a SWAC game in his career. That would have been just pure pandemonium of just the excitement of just the talk. And again, him knowing everybody, him knowing Stephen A. Smith, him knowing all these guys, him knowing the NFL Network. That buzz would have just kept building of why isn't Shoutout this and why can't Shoutout do this and why can't Shoutout win the Heisman and why can't Shoutout do this and why it would have been a lot of that. It just would have. And you'll be lying to yourself and say if it wasn't. Right? So as much as people want to downplay Dion, because my thing is this. The Dion train, honestly, the Dion train was to me, it was meant to be bigger than Jackson, but you can't get mad at what Dion did for Jackson. That's my caveat, right? Like as a head coach, your job is not to elevate a conference. That was never his job. His job was to elevate the school he was hired to coach at. Great. He did that. But if the train would have stayed on the tracks, I believe Deion would have raised the conference to another level. And that to me is what and this is where I think when people talk about haters, this is the part where I feel like they hate, right? Because A is Jackson and B is Deion. I think people saying that it wouldn't have done anything for the conference, I disagree. I truly disagree on that. And I know I'm kind of going off kilter, off script here, but my thing is this, is that the notoriety that comes with Deion naturally is going to come with you because you're playing him, right? So it's like when you're playing against an Alcorn, when you're playing against a Southern, those games get amplified, not because it's just the game, it's because of who you're playing and who you're playing against and the notoriety that they have. Again, it's the same thing he's doing in Colorado. Colorado, Arizona State, that game doesn't mean anything, but since it's Deion, it means everything. But the thing about it is the Big 12 understands that, but the SWAC never did. Like that like the people, now again, you're gonna have white people that feel the same way. Like, we've been here, we're Arizona State, and we're this and all, but you can't lie about the numbers. You can't lie about the viewership. You can't lie about the impact. And that's the thing I'm saying towards it on the SWAC side, because the impact that you would have had or the numbers that you would have seen, you can't see them because they're behind ESPN's paywall. Okay, I'm going off topic. Let me get back to my point. Let me just say this. Shout out to my boy MEAC Mike. He respects my genius. He respects my genius because, again, when Off Script informs people about the advantages of having a former NFL head coach, many in the HBCU community react with incredulity. Once again, Off Script is batting 1,000. Listen, when I say he got his own money, Listen, I'm batting like, bro, I'm Barry Bonds in the box, baby. Like, I am Barry Bonds in the box. I'm batting 1,000. I keep telling you every single time, and people get more and more. I say, hey, I'm rooting for these celebrities. It's not just because I want them to do well and move on. I want that because I want people to pick up this rock and look under it and be like, oh, wow, there's some good stuff going on down here. There's some good things going on down here. There's some dope stuff they got going on. Because, again, is the football the premium product? No. But the environment and the atmosphere, the whole pomp and circumstance, the circus of it all is entertaining. And it's more, listen, I'm going to say this. At the end of the day, if blacks were, I'm asking a lot. I know I'm asking a lot. I'm not really asking a lot, but I am asking a lot on this. If blacks acted more like white people at football games, HBCUs would be the best atmosphere in all of college athletics. Listen to me when I tell you, if you added the bands, the music, the vibes, and the sheer interest in the games, I'm talking about like black people painting, like, just like yelling and standing up and doing all the crazy stuff that white people do. If you added that aspect to because again, there's nothing outside of the game white people do better than us. Maybe like logistics, right? Like logistical stuff about parking and how you pay for parking and the space and all that. Just look, maybe the logistics of how they run the football game, whites got us beat, right? But the actual, like literally, the actual entertainment aspect, the food, the people, the music, you're not touching us. You're not touching us, right? But again, when you get into the game day atmosphere, what makes Alabama and Tennessee and Texas and Ohio State and Michigan, what makes them better is because of the fan engagement in the game. That's what makes it better. When you go, if you've ever been to a PWI game, it's like you be over there with your drink and everybody yelling in the stadium like, oh, you gotta join in because you just like, yeah, oh my God. And white people, they love to touch. They real touchy-feely. Yeah, hell yeah. Right? Black people like, hey, man, hey, bro, I don't know you like that, don't be. That if you all going for the same team, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like a fist bump here and there and be like, yeah, but all that touchy-feely stuff, white people, they touch too much. They be touching people too much. Mr. Bugs, coming to you.
Scotty, what's going on, baby? You know, be time.
I'm good, man. Talk to me.
Hey, man, loving the content today, brother. And I wanted to call in between meetings to say this here is, again, like Mike said, you batting 1,000, those and you Barry Bonds, big dog, keep swinging that bag and knocking it out of the park. Now, here is the problem that I see with SWAC, with the SWAC conference and the MEAC conference versus PWIs, right? It's something called offers. Whenever you are in a salesman or selling mode, people don't like to be sold to. They like to accept offers. So what's happening is the MEAC, well, HBCUs, I would say, whenever they are marketing the product to the consumer, they're marketing the product with the corporate people's minds offer, not what the consumer wants. How do we know that? Dollars are not following. If you have to pay ESPN to broadcast one of your games, your salesman sucks. I don't see I'm gonna say Mississippi State University. They're at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to SEC. They ain't paying ESPN to show them the games though.
Yeah.
They ain't paying the SEC network to show the games though. But the HBCUs are, because their offers suck. You're spot on. I love what they're doing when it comes to Delaware State and Norfolk State. The main characters are Vic and Deshaun Jackson. Brothers, go sail. Go make the offer so that the money can follow in, because they know, hey, they're really marketing to Dr. Pepper, Bud Light, Doritos, Frito-Lay, Pepsi, and I know Pepsi owns a lot of this stuff, but there's different brands in different corporations. They're marketing to them because the masses are coming to the game and they're going to eat those type of products.
Yeah.
So what's happening is the MEAC and the SWAC suck at making offers. People don't buy because it's best for you, right? They want to make an offer. They buy because it's best for them.
Yeah, they're going to make something off of it. Absolutely.
That is it, man. So again, man, you're killing the game. And if Alabama State or anybody is listening, yo, man, go and cut the check. Go and make Scotty a consultant for the SWAC and the MEAC. I mean, he charges $100,000 an hour. You can afford it. It's all good. Sell your kidney or something because you need to do something because what you're doing sucks. Man, I love you, brother. Thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate it, Mr. Big. And it's right. Somebody said this about high school, and I like what Breon says. He said, number one thing is people run HBCUs, don't interact with the youth, don't spread HBCU to middle schoolers, high schoolers, never knew what HBCU was. Listen, again, I agree with them, right? Like, it's not, again, see, back in the 90s, and the people said it was the golden era because a lot of shows promoted, right? Like the coolest people on TV were promoting HBCUs. Martin, Will Smith, In Living Color, the Cosbys, right? The School Show, right? Like all these family, like all these black sitcoms who were some of the biggest and brightest stars that you had at the time. They were rocking Morehouse and Howard and North Carolina A&T and all these HBCUs that they would rock. Plus, you had A Different World. Thank you. Plus, you had the movies that were coming out, right, at the same time. so it all kind of blended together to make this perfect storm of just like, I want to be black. I love my black people. I love this. I love that. Right. But it just, you don't get that in today's, like, you don't see black stars rocking a lot of HBCU gear. You don't see, first of all, you don't have the black sitcom era like we did growing up, where you had Family Matters and all these different places and Will Smith and Martin, all that. But it's trickled down. So, but going back to the fan engagement aspect of it, is this, right? When I go to a white school, them white kids, like, again, perfect example, right? Massillon. My wife from Massillon, Ohio. I went to a Massillon game. They take pride walking into the stadium. They call themselves the Village Idiots, right? And they got their chest painted. They got all these crazy things going on. Now, mind you, that's in high school. Who do you think is going to be those same kids in college with the shirts off, painting their bodies, saying touchdown or go Buckeyes? It's going forward, right? Like it's that's just the culture. They move from one thing to another. So again, when you're at these all black high schools and it's a fashion show and nobody really stays for the game and all this and that, it just transfers over to the HBCUs. Like, it's like, that's our culture and that's our style. White people do it that way. Black people do it this way. But the pushback I always give black people is because I've seen black people get loud and crazy at a PWI game. And I'm talking about the most hood niggas. Like, I'm not talking about no, those white guys, the black guys who wish they were white, so they're there. Yes, you have those. But I'm talking about some hood niggas be at these games in jerseys and turn up. But them same dudes be at the HBCU games and they just be like, they be cool and they be chilling. Right? So again, I think it's all, some things are just cultural. Some things I think need to be taught. But again, I'm gonna stand by it. If the game engagement from HBCUs were better, there's not a game. I do not care what you put on the field. There would not be an atmosphere that would be better. All right. I'm so serious. Like, there's not an atmosphere that would be better if HBCUs were in the game. Because again, crowd, we can't talk about crowd size because most of our stadiums don't hold 30, 40, 50,000. You know what I'm saying? Most of our stadiums don't hold 30, 40, 50, 60,000 people. So, like, whatever. But I'm saying if you could get, again, I've been to the Bayou Classic. 40, 50,000 people ain't yelling at the game. I've been to the Mac City Classic. 30, 40,000 people are not yelling at the game, right? I've been to the Red River Rivalry. 50,000 people are yelling at the game. I don't know what else you want me to say. Like, when you can't hear yourself think, I can only imagine what them players on the field feel like. My head be hurting. I be like, damn, who wants to be in that? Like, I be like, oh my God, my head hurt. Right? So it's just what it is. That's what makes it what it is. And that's what makes home field advantage so epic. That's why I always that's why my biggest pet peeve with HBCUs in football is that they ask, why didn't your fans come? Why the fuck would they when it's your home stadium? You ain't never gonna get me to understand that. That has to be the dumbest. The dumbest thing I hear in HBCUs is SWAC hours or HBCU hours, MEAC hours, SWAC hours. That shit's stupid, right? You didn't graduate from the school. That shit's stupid, right? And then the last thing is, why didn't your team bring fans to their home stadium? That shit's stupid. That's got to be the three dumbest things I hear from HBCU sports fans. Well, their fans didn't fill up their side. What the fuck? That's not how this works. It's never been how it works. That's why visitors get the small ass section. Sorry, that shit burns me up all the time. Back to the story at hand. The exposure that you get from these two gentlemen is the only reason why the MEAC is probably still alive right now. He said we was playing Troy. They searched the guy online, then started chanting his name, bro. Like, they take it serious. They take it serious. They don't play them games. They take it very, very serious. And again, like, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love your school. You gotta love the game. You gotta love being involved in it. It gotta breathe out of you. And that's where I think where PWIs will always have the slight edge in game atmosphere, because they love the game. They love the game. The girls are into the game. The guys are into the game. Everything is about the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You feel me? Like, a night game at LSU is, and to me, this is my thing. Why shouldn't that be at Southern? Why shouldn't that be at Jackson? Why shouldn't these atmospheres be the same at FAM? Right? Like, a night game at FAM, you shouldn't want that. A night game at FAM, you should not want to be on your list. Right? A night game at Jackson State should not want to be on your list. A night game at Southern should not want to be on your list. Like, because you know, walking into that environment, into that arena, is going to be pandemonium. Pandemonium. That's what it should feel like. When you look at the schedule and you see 7 o'clock at Jackson, you like, fuck, 40,000 people going to be chanting and yelling and doing some stupid shit. Like, that's what you're looking for to be, but it's not that. Listen, I've been it. You can say whatever you want. I've been to all the major players in the game. There's always a time in the game that is at an HBCU game, you could hear a pin drop. I'm telling you right now, there's always a moment in an HBCU game where you can literally hear a mouse pissing on cotton. It's always like that. It don't matter. It just, hey, you want a beer? I'm gonna go get me a drink. You want some? All right, I'm gonna head on back. All right, babe. All right, cool. And it's just like, it's the same. It's okay. I ain't trying to make this too racial, right? But it's the same thing I see at like white comedy clubs and black comedy clubs, right? Like, white comedy clubs, they'll really make you feel good about yourself because they always gonna clap. Your jokes can be a little shaky and they be like, yay! And they'll clap for you. Black comedy clubs, boy, they be like, ha ha ha. That's how HBCU games are, just like that. PWIs is the white comedy club, and HBCUs are the black comedy club, and they be waiting for the next joke. And that's how we watch the football game. We watch the football game in the same aspect. You're just waiting for the next big play. You're waiting for the next touchdown. You're ready for the next, oh my God moment, right? Like, it is what it is. It just is what it is. But at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, I'm going to always be on the NFL. And I'm not talking about no random ass NFL guys, right? Like, I wouldn't. First of all, let me be very clear. Somebody in the HBCUs needs to hire Jason Brown, the dude that does the show with Smitty, right? Like, Jason, the former Netflix, bro. I don't care what nobody says, bro. He is entertainment, and I'm going to keep saying this. Football is entertainment. If I'm UAPB, I am calling up Jason Brown. Make my shit relevant. Make me relevant. Turn UAPB into a D1 JUCO. I'm cool with that. We fucking UAPB. Who gives a damn? I would call Jason up so fast, and I'd be like, bro, what? Okay, so you hired Alonzo Hampton, who had never won anything as a coach. The only thing on his resume was, oh, he used to coach at Alabama UAPB when we kind of won some games, and now we want to bring him back to kind of lose some more games. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why not go to a guy that has been known to turn around programs? I don't give a fuck that he does. I don't give two shits. I do not care. I want entertainment and I want results. And his process, albeit differently, I'm taking him. I'm taking him. Right here, right now, I would hire Jason Brown at UAPB, and I'm like, hey, you got to keep Tony Hall. You and him better figure it out. And Jason Brown's my new head coach at UAPB at the end of the season. By Alonzo Hampton. Now I got two white coaches. I got the white coach for baseball who done turned their program around. And now I got the white boy, Jason Brown, as head coach at UAPB and probably going to turn us around. Because he's used to dealing with low resource institutions because he used to coach at JUCOs all the time. Shit, turn UAPB to last chance U. I don't give a damn. Like people got to get out of this notion, man. Like, I would be on that so fast. I'm telling you right now, it would blow your mind. And I'm like, and I'm looking for the Netflix doc. And I'm hitting up Netflix for the documentary. Or Amazon. We getting the documentary. We getting money. He get his money, we gonna get our money. For real, for real. For real, for real. If I was Grambling, I know Grambling wouldn't hire him, but I would. If I was at Grambling and I was Travion Scott about to be my ass out the door, I'm hiring Jason Brown, and I don't give two shits about it. Like, you had a problem with me getting Art Browse, even though he didn't do nothing and got acquitted. I'm going to go with the white man, Jason Brown. I really would. Or I would go to, if I'm Bethune-Cookman, I would look at Jason Brown if I couldn't get Teddy Bridgewater. Like, these HBCUs, and I know what Coach Cole would say, oh, but Scotty, you know, I mean, listen, Coach, listen, Coach, I'm saying, you know, you got a guy like me, been a winner, going to different programs. I won. Like, I don't care about none of that. I don't care about, listen, if there's a talented black head coach out there somewhere, okay, cool, I'll give him the opportunity. I'm trying to win and bring in this money, and Jason Brown going to do both. That's all I'm saying. I'm done. I'm off. I gotta get ready to go because I got stuff to do today. I just want to bring that up again. Shout out to my boy MEAC Mike. Your boy batting 1,000. Your boy is batting 1,000. Very simple. Very, very, very simple. Now, last thing before I go, don't forget tonight, 9 o'clock. I wouldn't be mad at Ray Lewis at Bethune, but you gotta understand, like, Ray Lewis he's been asking for, like, goddamn, the kitchen sink with all the white women. Okay, like, I'm talking about, like, just ridiculous stuff. I think FAMU should hire Teddy Bridgewater as well. I'm on that bandwagon. I think that would be absolutely freaking pandemonium if they did. I would definitely be calling his phone right now and talking to his agent. Tonight, 9 o'clock. Don't want to miss it. Again, I do have more special guests. I can't say their names because I don't want them to get called and get them kicked off. You know what I'm saying? The show, because they be like, oh, you know, I can't come on because somebody. So, but just trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you it's going to be good. All right? It's going to be good. You definitely want to tune in for that, man. I want to thank my man Josh for coming on, as always, and my man Perry for hosting with me. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all time. Listen, till next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm a holler. God bless.